I think I made a mistake. I said that I will lose 21 kilograms in 6 months. And I did some calculations and I figured out that this is not going to be easy. You see, this video is about how I'm going to achieve that. And first, I wanted to determine how much I need to lose per day or per week in order to achieve my goal. And that is, of course, 0.8 kilograms, right, per week. And in order to do that, I would have to create a calorie deficit of around 850 calories per day, which is substantial. It's not unachievable, but it's also not easy to do. So my goal is to burn around 2,800 calories per day and consume around 2,000 calories per day. So 2,800 is what I expend and 2,000 is what I consume. And there is a difference of 800 calories. And if I stick to this plan, I think that I can achieve my goal. Now, I will have to measure my food, right? So I will not just eyeball this food that I eat and then guesstimate how much calories it is. I will have to weigh my food, and I am going to do this because previously, whenever I've done that, I lost weight. But whenever I tried to just guess the numbers, I was not successful because you can guesstimate approximate number, but you can quickly underestimate your daily calorie intake by 200, 300 calories. And that is a lot. That is something that can be a difference between weight loss or not losing any weight, right? So I will have to be strict with that. Now, in order to expend more calories, to burn them, I will work out. And the goal is to work out at least 45 minutes per day, but preferably 1 hour. So that I can actually make this difference of 800 calories every single day. Now, how am I going to do that? Well, I was thinking about walking or cardio, but from what I've learned so far, doing this will not help me keep my muscle mass, because the body that is not using muscles, it knows that it doesn't need these muscles, right? Because you don't use them, right? So if you don't use it, you lose it, right? So that's why I'm going to train with weights, and I'm going to do it 4 times per week. I hope that I will be able to do it that many times, but I need to do it at least 3 times. So between 3 and 4 times per week, I will train with weights. I will do 2 cardio sessions, and I'm not going to do anything extreme because that wouldn't make sense. That would tire me. I know that I will already be tired by working out 1 hour per day. So the cardio will probably be quite easy on a stationary bike, something that I can sustain for 1 hour. Now, that leaves me with 1 more day per week, right? And this 7th day will be my rest day. And this doesn't mean that I will spend my time in bed, right? Or on a couch, not doing anything. I've decided that I'm going to use this day for walking. So on this rest day, I will have to do at least 10,000 steps on that day. And I will still try to create a caloric deficit. However, I will try not to go below 2000 calories, at least not yet, because it doesn't make any sense. I don't want to slow down my metabolism and so on. So hopefully this is a good plan, right? Creating a caloric deficit, moving more, eating less, and in the end, losing enough to reach my weekly goals and then to get to my final goal at the end of these 6 months. It looks simple, right? You eat less and move more. But when you have such a plan that you have to stay consistent and consistently eat less than you want to eat, right? Be in a deficit, so you're hungry. And doing this for a long time will not be easy, At the beginning, we're all motivated, but then this motivation goes away and we need to stay on track, and we need some tools that will help us stay on track. So I'm already a bit afraid of my binge eating episodes, because I do binge eat, I do stress eat, and I have this perfection mentality, If the day isn't perfect, then it's not good enough, right? So it's black or white for me, positive or negative, And if I make a binge eating episode, if I overeat, for me, so far, a day like that was lost. So I kept binging on that day, and I just said to myself that tomorrow is a new day and that I will start again tomorrow. And then tomorrow came and I binged again, and I postponed everything to the next Monday, right? And that's something that I don't want to happen again, right? And if this happens, one binge eating episode can put me back 1 week, and that's a lot, If you lose 1 week of weight loss because you overate one day, but overate a lot, this takes away your motivation, because you've been trying, you've been working out, you've been, invested in this weight loss for 6 days, and then on 7th day, you destroy everything. So it's very hard to get back, and start over, to continue, not just start over, to continue where you left, right? And stay motivated, because you've lost a week, but not just a week like that, you lost a week that you've been pushing hard, but made one huge mistake that destroyed everything that you did before. And that's something that I'm afraid of. And I hope that I will be able to deal with my binge eating problems, and that I will be able to, stop myself soon enough, so that if I overeat one meal, right? So if that happens, that I do not carry this behavior further on that day, so that I stop myself and continue properly by the plan, Now, since binge eating is a huge problem for me, I'm probably going to make the next video about binge eating and how I'm planning to deal with this problem, how I'm going to, decrease the number of binge eating episodes, and maybe even stop binging in order to achieve this goal. And if you have this same problem, that you overeat, or you stress eat, or you eat because you're bored, or because you're procrastinating on something that you should do but you don't want to do, and then you overeat because of that, then this next video will hopefully help you. So if you liked this one, please feel free to subscribe, to leave your comments below. Maybe you have some tips for me, maybe you have some questions. Just write them down in the comment section, and I really hope that I see you in the next video. Now, until then, I wish you all the best, and bye bye.